try.
Ooh, ee, ooh, ting, tang, walla, walla, bing, bang.
Hello, hello. Okay, this is...
You ever heard that song?
Yeah, I've heard it. Who hasn't heard that song?
Yeah. So, I went to the witch doctor, and he told me what to do.
That's good for you.
Thanks. Are you wondering what he told me?
No.
Oh, well, I mean, maybe I should just explain it anyway.
Sure, go
Everything
ahead.
that the witch doctor said. Yeah, he said,
Ooh ee ooh ting tang walla walla bang bang. Ooh ee ooh ting tang walla walla bang bang.
so don't blame Bill Microsoft Gates. He's a master designer. Look at him go. Gotta love Bill Gates, all his philanthropy, circumcising all those African children. He did that, by the way. Or actually, I think they were adults.
Alright, anyway,
I mean, they don't call me John Cruelty for no reason.
I call you John Nice.
They call me John Nice?
Yeah.
Who calls me that?
Me, I do.
Oh, yeah?
Hi, John Nice, what's up?
I'm pretty good. How are you?
Because you're so nice. You're not cruel at all, so...
Well, thanks.
Yeah. So I'm called John.
They also call me John Racism. I don't know why they call me that. I'm not racist.
I mean, I think it's pretty accurate, though, so I wouldn't say, like, it's pretty accurate, I think.
But I'm not racist.
No, I think you are. I think you are. Just a little bit, I think.
Against who?
Everyone, I think. Well, let's see. Hispanics, Indigenous, Europeans, Germanic, Slavs, Celts, whatever. Oh, right. No, Arabs, Central Asians, Turks, North Africans, Central Africans, East Asians, Mongoloids, Southeast Asians. That's what I think. I think that's about it. Oh, it's the Jews as well.
Okay, sure, I'm racist against all of those groups, but like that's only a few, right? Like I feel like that's not enough to classify me as a racist, you know? Sometimes I just wake up and I think, thank God I can drink milk.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, because you love milk.
Yeah, I'm a milk fiend.
I know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe a little too much of a milk fiend.
No,
I think
no such thing as too
I
much
think
of a
maybe
milk
you're crossing a bit
fiend.
of a line here.
I don't think there's any line to be seen.
I think the line. I think you just. I think this is why they call you
Milk.
John Racist. This is why they call you John Racist. And John. No, they call you John Milky. Sorry. Or John Milked. I don't know. Just.
Yeah. I don't love peer reviewing things. It's a necessary skill, but like, I always feel the need to give people a better mark than they probably actually deserve.
Exactly. Yeah. I don't like being mean to people in their things. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember when we were doing our practice IB essays. I don't know what we call them, but I read this absolutely atrocious, and even the guy writing it knew it was, because it was one of those like timed things, right? We're like reading and giving feedback, right? And even at the end, the guy wrote like, "This is so bad." It was 2 pages. The last page, the writing got bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger until the very end it was like half the page, and at the very end it was like, "This is terrible." And he even said like, whatever, like one of the I want to say was like, this represents the blah blah and whatever. That's what it was. I'm like, he knew it was terrible. I didn't know what to do. So this guy, like, I don't know if this guy even knew where the structure of a GLA was supposed to be. Like, it wasn't an intro. It wasn't. I felt so bad marking this poor guy's thing. Yeah, no, like I don't like it either. I don't like it. I feel like I feel mean doing it. I don't.
Yeah.
Plus, I feel like I don't really know how to do it either. I feel like I don't understand how to grade these sort of things. You know.
Yeah.
What happened?
I burped.
No, it's kissed.
Oh, that's too bad.
Ow!
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to hit you with
Ah,
that.
that really hurt, man.
You know, funny. I'm writing an essay about hate speech and whether speech can be like violence. That's one concern in free speech, and I just used my speech to commit an act of violence against
An
you.
actual physical act of violence. Yeah. It's terrible. No one knows what happened because it was not a recording. It's not just audio.
Yeah. That's right. You mess with the you get the
You mean, okay, yeah.
and both of those are going to be bleeped out, so it's going to sound like something really dirty, but it's not.
He's got that Zaza in him.
I beg your pardon?
He's got that Zaza, you know?
Who's got what Zaza in him?
He's got that Zaza.
Who's he?
He.
Well, I'm sorry, man. I can't agree with that.
Him.
I don't think he does.
He's got that Zaza.
Well, I disagree. I think he doesn't.
Well, I think he does.
Well,
He's-
you're wrong because he
got
doesn't. He's got none of that Zaza.
He's
in
got that Zaza in him, bro.
him. No, he doesn't.
He's got that Zaza in him.
I don't even know what the brugma you're saying.
What? I don't cut your jib anymore.
like
The cut of your jib does not tickle my fancy.
you know, just the stuff you're saying right now is probably the most skibbity stuff I've heard in a while.
I can't think of any more. things to say.
Like, if I were John Government right now, then I would phantom tax your right to free speech.
If I was John Logic right now, I would say your conversation is illogical.
Well, you know, I went to the witch doctor and he told me what to do.
That's very good. Good for him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he told me that I was right and you were wrong.
Okay, well, which doctor is?
And he also said, ooh, ee, ooh, ah, ah. Excuse me.
What is that? It's like a cat. You're like,
Could be like the damage sound effect for some game.
you're like if this isn't picked up, it's gonna sound so weird.
I wonder how it sounds from outside of me, because obviously, like, it probably sounds a little different for me since my
sounds
mouth
like a
is so
cat.
close to my ears.
It sounds like a cat, honestly. It sounds like a cat.
Alright, your top 3 videos: Is There Beauty in Math, We Solved Freud, and my tribute to the second best game of 2019.
Yeah, that one's not as good, but you know.
Yep, my tribute to the second best game of 2019.
Oh, okay. No. Best game. Best game. Come on, man. Come on.
I mean, does Outer Wilds have such clever naming as Death Stranding? I mean, Death
Yes, it
Stranding's
does.
main character
Yes,
is
it does.
Sam Strand.
Okay, well, you know the main
But
character-
they call him Sam Porter Bridges because he's working as a porter for a company called Bridges, which is run by a woman named Bridget. I mean, is there any naming as subtle and clever as that in Outer Wilds?
There is. Just trust me. There is. Okay. All the species, all the people of your species are named after rocks.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, because they're, and then you have the name of the planet. It's called Timber Hearth because it's like Earth, but it's
Oh, okay, that's
Yeah.
pretty clever
Yeah,
stuff.
it's-
Okay.
And then the Hourglass Twins are called that because it's 2 planets, and sand flows between them.
Okay,
Hourglass
that's
Twin?
pretty subtle and clever. Yeah.
It's pretty good. All right. Brittle Hollow. It's called that because it's brittle and it's hollow. That's pretty good.
Okay, that's pretty good. But you know, Death Stranding has like a guy that's basically like Frankenstein's monster. He's made out of a bunch of dead bodies, and his name is Dead Man. There's a military commander whose name is Die Hardman, like Die Hard.
Oh.
So I'd say that's pretty subtle and clever.
Oh, that was nasty sound.
What do you mean? What was nasty about that, huh?
The sound.
What about it?
The sound. What are the qualities of the sound? The pitch, the tone. What else can you say about the sound?
Well, yeah, the pitch, the tone.
The pitch, the tone. Yeah, sure. The pitch, the tone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and
Not
the
the
content.
timbre. The timbre was
The
good.
timbre was also pretty bad too. And the beat.
Oh. So just everything was bad about it?
The lyrics, the chorus, the theme.
Man, the refrain.
Yeah, they're referring to the singer.
Man, the bridge?
The bridge.
Okay, let me try again.
Even worse. That was terrible.
What?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know, man. Maybe I just need
Probably,
to...
probably wasn't picked up on that.
Maybe I just need to quit the vocalization industry.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. You know,
Yeah?
I went to Queer Josser Town.
Okay, you know what? Alright. Yeah, I went to Dumb Idiot Town. Everyone knew you there, so I don't really know what to say, buddy. I also went to, I went to, Dumb Idiot Town. You were the mayor, so.
You know,
You were the mayor there, so.
I wasn't the mayor.
You were
It
playing
was
the whole-
probably just a look-alike who had the same name as me. I've never been the mayor of that town.
I think they really liked you, though. I mean, you had really good policy, and I think it was.
You know, I went to Sodom and Gomorrah, and everyone knew you.
Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah.
That
That's
is a
right.
real. That is a real shame.
Yeah, that's right. It's interesting, the communist checklist, as it were, of what they want to get done, because basically all of the conclusions that they're working towards are highly agreeable, but then I hear how they want to get there, and it's like, really? You think that's going to work?
Give an example, please.
Like, end the dictatorship of the bosses, expropriate the top 200 major corporations for a democratic socialist plan of production under workers' control and management. Well, I'm not a big fan of the oligarchs either. I think that they should be dealt with in some way.
But I would disagree with the fact that they should be put under the workers' control.
Yeah,
I think, yes.
and I have to wonder, is like just, I guess maybe I'm not exactly sure what expropriate means, but assuming that this just means to just take over the top 200 corporations, I feel like that's really not going to fix it.
I would have to agree with you, yeah.
Let's see, where is the...
Dispose to someone.
Okay, yeah. I mean, whether we like these corporations or not, I think that they are kind of, by this point, probably somewhat essential to...
Yeah, it's been
to
we've gone too
society.
far, right? It would be like in 1780 when you try and take over the clergy, overthrow the clergy.
When what happened?
1780, we're trying to overthrow the clergy. The clergy have been around for too long, you know.
Who tried to overthrow the clergy?
The French people.
Oh.
In France.
The French Revolution.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, right. But it's like the clergy have been the ruling class for hundreds of years, trying to overthrow the.
Yeah, plus they were based.
Well, I don't know about that, but sure.
Now, okay, I guess if the corporations are not like completely destroyed, they're taken over, then that's interesting. I wonder.
I feel like it still isn't right though, because the people who are in those positions are in those positions through hard work, and they know what best for the company.
I
right?
wouldn't say they're always there through hard work.
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
like-
Elon Musk inherited his father's
Yeah, that's
apartheid
true.
mine.
But Elon Musk still has like the skill to like keep it going. He still has the knowledge to keep it going, right?
I
Like, he may
guess so.
Be a bit of a lunatic, but he still knows what has to be done.
So it would seem, at least, yeah. Yeah, and I highly doubt whether the democratic vote of the workers, and I don't know, I guess this is my reactionary elitism starting to show through, but I really wonder whether the mediocre minds of the masses could really run a corporation.
No, they could not. I mean, think about it. Like, what would the bottom line be then if the workers were running it, right? It'd probably be like workers' salaries, workers' wages, right? Not
Yeah.
actually the quality of the products. We'd have like iPads falling apart, or like chairs like who just break, we sound them.
Yeah. Again, good jobs for all. Minimum wage of 2/3 the average wage indexed to inflation. Retirement age of 55. 30-hour work week with no loss of pay. Again, all of those are kind of agreeable, but like I feel like a minimum wage of 2/3 the average wage is going to de-incentivize
2/3 the
doing
average, yes.
more skilled jobs. If you can do a job that's much less work, like for
I would
example,
agree.
manning a drive-through,
So-
for 2/3 of the salary that you would get for, I don't know, some job that might be
So,
skilled.
so like, what is the highest? So I guess they're asking like, so they're saying like it should be 2/3 of the highest one.
Of the average.
The average. So, what is
yeah,
so what is the average? I guess.
I'm not sure. And you know, to be fair, I think that's a better system, making it 2/3 of the average rather than 2/3 of the
Yes.
highest. I'm still a bit skeptical.
I don't know about that though. I think we need to pay doctors. I don't know. We just need. Yeah, no.
Yeah, like
Yeah, no.
I don't necessarily like inequality, but I feel like it may be necessary. I mean, if garbage disposal, if waste management doesn't either pay higher or have some other kind of perk, like more days off or something, then there's just not going to be enough people to fill that unpleasant job, right?
Exactly. I mean, inequality is what drives innovation.
Yeah.
Always been that way.
For a communist solution to indigenous oppression, stop capitalist encroachment on reserves, end poverty on and off the reserves. I guess I don't actually know much about
That would be so difficult to do.
I don't know much about the situation of capitalist encroachment on indigenous reserves. Yeah, the way I see it, let's focus on getting running water into the reserves first. Running uncontaminated water. But I guess what I'm wondering is, what does a communist solution to indigenous oppression mean? Like, do they intend to make these, like... Yeah, I don't
Good
know.
point, actually. I'm not actually.
I mean, I guess that... I mean, these corporations aren't based in the reserves, so it's like, do they mean that they're expropriating the corporations, or I don't know.
I guess it's all about class, right? So as long as you just like remove like the class identity associated with the people who live on reserves, I guess you'd be fine. That's fine. Remove the status of low class, so then we just fine.
Okay, now this is the one that I really disagree with. For a voluntary socialist union of peoples, end the federal capitalist state that oppresses both Quebec and Canadian workers. Self-determination for Quebec. You know, I do believe in self-determination for Quebec. Let's exile them from Canada so we don't have to pay them
country that has a split border like that will
payments.
ever work. I feel like I've been through this so many times. A country that has a split border like that won't function.
That's Quebec's problem, not ours.
No,
because
but-
we still have like a wraparound of Quebec, don't we?
No, we don't. It's completely split off. It completely cuts off. Yes, it does. It completely cuts off the two. Okay, I'll just show that. You can see this.
Okay, yeah, let's pull that up on the big screen.
Okay. Look. Quebec is this massive land area, starting from the Hudson's Bay all the way to YT, Vermont. Right? This cuts off Newfoundland and Labrador completely from there. And New Brunswick, Nova Scotia, is another island as well.
What shall we ever do without those four
Okay,
provinces?
you know, these two are very important. Okay, this leaves, it just split. Oh my god.
It just leaves all of the productive provinces in Canada. No, I like the Maritimes. I want to keep the Maritimes. They're based.
Yeah, they're good. They're cool. So we do this. We can't. You know, we have this huge split border.
What about Alaska?
What do you mean?
Like, Alaska is kind of split off from the rest of America. I think they're doing okay.
Is America really doing okay right now?
Okay, I don't know if they're doing okay, but I don't know that Alaska being cut off from the rest of the country is the problem that's plaguing America right now.
That is a problem because it's a representation of their it's a symptom of a wider cause. Because like, why would they buy Alaska from the Russians, right? It's a symptom of the capitalist desires, right? Which is what's causing the downfall right now and the growing wage gap between the two. It's a symptom of desire. Okay, look, it works. Okay, it makes sense. Okay, trust me, it works. Look at this. Russia, Königsberg, this little bit right there, right? It's separated by Lithuania and Belarus, right? Russia is in the middle of a war right now because of yeah, exactly.
Tiny piece of land.
Yeah, because of Königsberg right there.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And because Canada owns Vimy Ridge, that must be why we're at war right now and
We do?
crumbling at the seams and stuff.
Where's-
Yeah, we own property in France.
Where's Vimy Ridge? Okay, well that's not okay. Well, so does the UK, but like this is look, it's minor. Okay, don't worry about it. Okay, just like this. This is a big piece of land. Okay, it's a big piece of land.
So, just to make sure I'm understanding right, the problem is America's capitalist desire that caused them to have a split border. But if their capitalist desire goes even further and they annex Canada, then it'll be a good thing because they won't have a split border anymore.
Yeah.
So the problem isn't their capitalist desire. The problem is just the split border.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. So, well, it's a symptom of a society, right? So, right, and the split border reflects that. You see.
So true.
Yeah.
So true.
Exactly. Look, it just makes sense. Okay, trust me, it just makes sense.
So you would be opposed to us annexing Mexico?
Us annexing Mexico? Yes, of course. Yeah.
What?
The Canadian. Why would Canada ever annex Mexico? What would that even do for us?
Flank America?
Do you think we would agree with Mexico? No, that just wouldn't work at all. No, it wouldn't work at all.
I think that would work.
No,
at
how
all.
would that work? Okay, who says Mexicans are going to agree with us at all?
Well, if we end the cartels, they'll like us.
No, they'll just thank us, give us $1 million, and be like, okay, thanks. And we'll just like believe. Well, not $1 million, but like $1 billion maybe. But like, let's just be like, just like.
Okay, but like their government is like pretty weak, right? Like if we end the cartels and just say, yeah, we're the government.
Okay.
What's the Mexican government gonna do?
Okay,
Right?
asking Mexico to join Canada is like asking Portugal to join Spain. You know what I'm saying?
Canada and Mexico and Portugal. I mean, asking Portugal to join Spain is like not that weird.
Okay, fine. How about this? It's like asking Cambodia to join Vietnam. It's like these should be.
I don't know that
Actually, no.
it's that
Okay,
weird.
no. Okay, no. Has to be two countries that were apart actually at some point. Okay, I don't look. It doesn't work. Okay, it just doesn't work. Okay, it just doesn't work. It's not gonna work. Okay, we're not gonna be able to do anything. If we were to do something, we'd probably join like a greater, like I don't know, like a greater, maybe like Anglo-Saxon Union.
Yeah, I can get
Okay,
behind that.
but like Mexico, no, Mexico. They speak Spanish. So no, it doesn't work.
No.
Doesn't work. Okay, if we.
So America could annex Mexico since they speak Spanish in America.
No,
Some of them do.
they cannot. They're two very different ethnic groups. No, it doesn't work.
There's lots of Mexicans in southern United States.
No, it doesn't work. There's also
buddy.
Turks in Germany though. Would the Germans annex Turkey?
I think Turkey would annex Germany.
Okay, okay. Well, that wouldn't happen. Okay, that just wouldn't happen. Okay, Canada, UK, I guess Ireland. I guess they wouldn't like it. Australia and New Zealand. Boom.
Yeah, I can get behind that. Into a single country.
Yeah.
I don't know. Those borders are awfully far apart.
Okay, but they're islands. They're islands. They're islands. It's separated by ocean. If you can reach the other part of the country by land and crossing through another country, that's the problem. You see?
Okay.
Yeah. but it's-
I like the way you think. So you're saying we're gonna flood Quebec?
Okay, if Quebec flooded, then sure, it would be fine. Yeah.
Okay.
It would be fine. If we just maybe cut a little river here, going here to cut go from here to here.
Yeah.
Cut from James Bay to this thing here.
Well, I think that's doable.
Yeah, we'd be fine. And then we just also we cut the border of New England, obviously.
Yeah. I don't think it's a problem for it to be like adjacent to Quebec as long as we have a way to get there.
What do you mean? Oh, okay.
Wait a second. Okay, the Northwest Passage is becoming more and more viable. We'll have an easy route from northern Canada to the Maritimes.
Yeah, but it's still by land, kind of. That's the problem.
But look, there's a path by water.
No, but it's still by land, though. But it's still by land. That's the problem.
Okay, but we have a path by
But
water.
it's by land. That's why Alaska's the problem. Because they could go by land to Alaska. That's the
Oh, but
problem.
look, there's a really efficient route by water.
Yeah, but there's also
Right
land.
next to
There's
the
also
land.
land. That's the problem. See, you can't have two choices. That's the problem.
Why?
Okay, it doesn't work.
Well, we can't have two choices, but we only have one choice.
No, you can't have a land choice and a water choice. You can only have a water choice or an air choice, I guess.
Why?
Because it's just
you're just deciding that?
It's a symptom of a dysfunctional country. Okay, Russia, Bangladesh, Israel. Boom. See, look at that. See, look at this. Look at that. What's that? A land. Look at that. Look at
Yeah.
that. That's land right there. If this was just a giant river.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, it works. Okay, don't worry about it. Yeah. See, look at that. Look at that. That's not good. That's not good. That's bad.
Is Lesotho falling apart?
Okay. Look, see that? Dotted lines. See that dotted lines on that? See, that's dangerous right there.
What's the problem? What
It means there's a
what-
territorial dispute of that area.
Okay.
Because that's what we have here, where I see in Israel. We have the dotted lines here.
Okay, but are the dotted lines in that African country related to disconnected borders?
Okay, well,
like a country that is interrupted by another country, as it were.
See, look at that. See,
I just don't see how that proves your point, though. And also, just a moment of appreciation for British map drawing. Like, these are some beautiful straight lines.
See, why does it curve? What is possibly curving here? What is making this curve here? Probably like, he was probably walking down here and made a mistake. It's like, oh wait, I'm actually like a few degrees off entirely, just walking back the other way.
Yeah, he was just feeling a bit silly that day.
Yeah, I mean,
those right angles are what I like to see.
Terrible. This is awful. Look at this.
That's British cartography at its best. Sorry, not cartography, but you get the idea.
Okay, look, it doesn't work. Okay, look. Hello. Hello? Being haunted by a ghost. It's not very intelligent, like, kind of.
Okay, buddy.
Yeah, let's go. I need a Danish language back. I don't speak Danish. Danish language isn't real.
You know,
People
call me the bigot. You know, you're being racist against my ancestors right now.
Denmark is the most forgettable nation.
No.
I always forget Denmark exists.
It's less forgettable than Norway.
No, Norway.
Nothing comes from Norway.
Oil, iron.
Denmark has like good film directors and stuff.
Who?
Wait, Ingmar Bergman was Swedish.
See what I'm saying?
Good stuff from Denmark.
When you think Nordics, you always think Sweden, Norway.
No.
Yes, you never think Denmark.
Thomas Vinterberg. He's Danish.
Who is that?
I think he's Danish.
What good movies?
Thomas Vinterberg is Danish.
What movies have you made?
He did The Hunt. He did
Don't know that.
Another Round. He did that one movie whose name I can't remember.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
most forgettable.
No, Lars von Trier is Danish.
Who's that?
A film director.
But what did he do?
He did like Melancholia. He did The House that Jack Built. He did Antichrist. He did Breaking the Waves. Breaking the Waves is a masterpiece. One of the movies of the 1990s.
Well, I've never seen it before, so.
Well, that sounds like a you problem. Okay, Mads Mikkelsen.
Who is that? I don't know who that is.
One of the lead actors in the best video game of 2019.
Death Stranding?
Yes. So
Actually.
you finally admit it. Okay.
No. You said one of the best.
No, I said the best.
No, you said one of the best.
I said one of the best actors from the best game of Death Stranding.
Okay, well,
sorry, the best game of 2019. I mean, it happened to be Death Stranding. Okay. No. Okay, Lego, Minecraft.
Lego came from Sweden. This is from Sweden.
No, it's Danish. They're both Danish.
They're Swedish.
No.
I swear to God, they're Swedish.
Lego. Headquarters, Billund, Denmark.
That's some BS.
Notch person.
Okay, but like
Notch
Denmark,
person. Person is Swedish. Okay. Well, okay. Still, my point stands.
Okay, but Denmark is literally the most forgettable
No, it isn't.
country in European country.
Proving you
European
wrong.
country is the most forgettable. Every time I'm looking at every time I'm thinking of Europe, I never think of Denmark. I'm always like, oh, there's Germany and it borders Netherlands, Luxembourg,
like
Austria, Switzerland, Poland. But I never think of Denmark. I never think of.
Well, that sounds like a you problem.
No.
Okay. Man, there was another Danish achievement.
Yeah, but you forgot.
Oh, Beowulf. Beowulf is about Danes. I mean, like that's pretty cool. That's like one of the great. That's like one of the great epic poems of all time, and that's Danish.
The poem.
Yeah. It's an epic poem.
An epic poem.
Yeah.
Can poems be epic? I don't think poems be epic.
Like the Iliad, the Odyssey, the Aeneid.
Legoland's in Germany. No, it's not.
The Divine Comedy.
I don't know what any of that is.
No, Legoland? I'm not talking about Legoland, I'm talking about Lego.
Yeah, I know, but like, is Legoland in Germany or is it in?
It's got like a bunch of places. It's in Florida. I know that.
Oh, it does. Okay. This is freaking stupid. Okay, look, it's just forgettable. Okay, it's forgettable.
No, it's the second most Scandinavian country.
Yeah, but like no one remembers it.
No. It's like this. I mean, not the second most Scandinavian. It's the second most of the Scandinavian countries.
What do you mean?
Like, it's the second most.
What does that even mean?
Like, it's-
What are you yapping about?
Like, it's the second most memorable, it's the second most
No, it's not.
influential. Yes,
No,
it
it's
is. Yes,
not.
it is. Sweden is the only one that trumps it.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Finland.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Okay, it was the Norwegians that first came to America, not the freaking Danes. No one cares about the Danes.
Well, the Danes came to Britain, and then you know what happened?
They got beat out of there.
No,
they
their
got kicked out.
descendants took over the entire world in the form of the British Empire.
That is not true. No.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not. Danes are not British. They're Celtic.
No, but Brits are Danish.
You know, I'm editing right now the Kel video we recorded. It's the most infuriating thing.
Because you were wrong.
Because
That's
you
what's
were wrong.
infuriating.
It's not the. So they're Celts then? You're saying they're Celts?
No.
Then why can you? No, then they're not.
Brits. Okay, Anglo-Saxons are not Celtic. Are Anglo-Saxons
Okay, they're obviously-
descent? Are Anglo-Saxons Danish? Okay, I'm looking this up.
They're not Danish.
Yes, they are.
They cannot be Danish.
Anglo-Saxons are a mix of Germanic tribes from regions including southern Denmark,
Southern
northern
Denmark
Germany,
is
and the Netherlands.
Southern Denmark is Schleswig-Holstein. That's Deutschland. That's Germany.
That's Denmark.
That's
it's
Germany.
It's part of Denmark.
Deutschland. It's Germany.
I think we're being too loud.
Unbelievable. You are unbelievable.
You're unbelievable.
You're unbelievable.
Since when is Anglo-Saxon a slur? I call myself an Anglo-Saxon all the time.
Okay, what's the most forgettable European country?
Probably like
Okay,
one of those things. That's,
without city-states. So not including
like
city-states.
no Luxembourg.
Yeah, no Luxembourg, no Liechtenstein, no Monaco, no Andorra.
Probably one of the Baltics.
Baltics? I thought it'd be like Balkan.
But like there's a lot of political tension in the Balkans, so I feel like people have heard of like
but no-
all these tiny little countries
Okay.
like Albania and Bosnia, Serbia, Croatia, like.
But you
Cyprus
forgot
or
Montenegro.
whatever.
But
I
you
don't
forgot
even know what that
Montenegro.
is.
You forgot See,
I
there
don't
we go.
even know what
That's
that
it.
is.
You forgot Montenegro, so it has to be Montenegro.
But like nobody ever talks about the Baltic states. Like
Are you kidding me?
I have to look up the Baltic states just to see what's even there. Like
But yeah, but you forgot Montenegro.
Latvia, nobody talks about Latvia.
Okay, that's actually true. Okay, it's either
Montenegro or Latvia.
Yeah, Montenegro.
I feel like Lithuania is more important than Latvia.
Yeah, no, because there's history there.
Montenegro. It's kind of a racist name.
Excuse me?
It's kind of a racist name.
It's their culture. It's their name.
Well, their culture should be less racist.
What about the Central African country called Niger?
Well, they've got the N-word passed, though.
Because they're black?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Montenegro actually looks pretty nice.
It's propaganda. It's probably like under like a dictatorship. It's probably like under economic
Hey,
collapse.
that's racist.
How's that racist? That's a fact.
Just because it's Balkan, you think it's a dictatorship that's experienced economic collapse?
name a Balkan that isn't like that. There isn't a
Okay, I'm sure there are.
No, there isn't.
I'm sure there
There's not a single Balkan that's not collapsing out of itself right now.
Turkey and Austria are like
They're not part of the Balkans.
Balkan.
No, they're
Balkan
not.
adjacent.
No, they're not. Do you think Turkey's part of the? If you call a Turk a Balkan, they'd be so angry. They'd be so mad.
But like they controlled the Balkans for a while, right?
That doesn't mean they're Balkan. The Japanese control China. Are they Chinese?
Okay, fine. You're right about that and nothing else. Oh wow, Montenegro was under Ottoman Empire rule.
Of course it was.
Okay, but
I mean, why would it? Of course it was. It's right there.
I don't know how to feel about Switzerland.
What do you mean? You're Swiss.
Yeah, but like, I don't know. It's like the seat of all these globalist organizations, right? Like the World Economic.
That's good though,
Forum.
isn't it? That's good.
Is it?
That's good. Yeah.
Estonia? Nobody talks about Estonia.
Yes, they do.
No.
Estonia had
Nothing.
had one of their pipelines cut recently.
Well, you're the only person who knows. I mean,
No,
what kind of a flag is
That's
that?
awesome. That looks awesome.
That doesn't look like a real flag.
That looks awesome.
But it doesn't look like a real
No
flag.
other country. That looks awesome. That looks awesome.
But it doesn't look like a real flag. Like,
No, it
who has light blue, black, and white as their colors in a flag?
Estonia.
Yeah, nobody else. Like, I don't know. Like, it's. I mean, arguably that's a case for them being like more.
Yeah.
No, but the fact that I've never seen this flag before
just-
in my life.
Look at this. Look Boom. All these countries have like light blue in their flags. Wait, these are Scheiße. Greece, Israel, Finland, Argentina.
Okay, well, like,
Micronesia,
just
Somalia.
blue, black, and white stripes. That's weird.
No, it's awesome. It looks so
I'm
good.
not saying it's not awesome, but like it's just, I don't know. It's just like it feels off-brand, doesn't it?
What do you mean?
It feels like an off-brand European flag.
What are they supposed to be then?
I don't know, like
What is
something
that?
else.
What does that? What does that even? What does it mean? What do you mean there will be something else?
I don't know.
What do you mean by that?